You'd be hard-pressed to know that before getting my first Kamen Rider anything back in 2008, I was into a whole other collector's hobby. Gunpla, 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 and Plamo. And as you can see, there is one particular collection I have up here. That's right before the figurized standard kits we have today. Bandai's initial foray into the Plamo scene with Kamen Rider was in its Master Grade line. And as someone who mostly buys Master Grade Gunpla kits, I was instantly sold. These are 1/8 in scale, so they are quite large. And when they initially released, their retail price was fairly cheap at around $36. But if you can find them now, they typically would retail for about upwards of $100. The line began with Kamen Rider Double, so the kits initially went into production back in 2010. The line only had 10 releases before going MIA, that being Double with the initial Cyclone Joker, Heat Metal, Luna Trigger, Fang Joker, and then Kamen Rider XL, Kamen Rider Skull with his briefcase, Kamen Rider O's, Kamen Rider Ichigo in both his original color scheme and his returned color scheme, and there was also the P Bandai release of Kamen Rider Nego. And I have them all. All except Nego. Getting P Bandai releases back in 2011 was not really a thing for Westerners. Oh, what's that you say? I don't have them all? You're blind. So Heat Metal and Cyclone Joker kept running into issues in my old house and constantly falling from the shelf, and needless to say, they broke. As such, I was gifted replacements years ago, where they've been sitting in my Plamo backlog stash. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're really gonna replace a whole kit because of one busted foot? Why not just build the foot? Because I can. But you know, now that I have a YouTube channel talking about Toku and specifically Kamen Rider, why not talk about and show you all a toy line that is currently discontinued that I think should come back. And that is MG Figurize. Alright, so let's take a look at the box here. So these guys had very basic designs, and I think they made an MG Figurize of Tiger and Bunny as well. But yeah, it's pretty much not as, say, heavily detailed. Like, this is obviously just the model kit itself on the box art. It's not like the Gundam kits where they have that nice artwork that coincides with it. This is really just the finished version of the kit, just being showcased off on the box multiple times. So the mold is very simple because obviously Double is, you know, very symmetrical in his appearance. Thus, you'll see a lot of molded parts that are, you know, the exact same thing, just obviously a different color palette between the Cyclone and the Joker part. If I wanted to, I could actually just open up my Heat Metal kit and go ahead and make Heat Joker, which is actually my favorite color combination of Double, because black and red, so why not? We've got our stickers, and I'm probably going to end up trying to cut out the black parts from here and put them on. If not, just color the actual piece itself black, because I'm not a big sticker fan. Here we have the soles of the Cyclone sides feet, which are definitely a lot softer. This is rubber as opposed to just your standard plastic. This is a problem. See, I always hate fake gold on Plamo kits, especially when you look at the box and this thing just looks bling bling with its gold. Like, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. I gotta do something about this. I'm gonna go take it outside and get it painted. All the parts for the fingers, and actually, trick we used to do back in the day, which I'll have to do with this one, is for master grade kits that actually had individualized fingers, we would just cut right between each of the fingers because they're actually molded shut, and doing so would give it full posability of the hand. I forgot this thing actually had some screws that came with it, but I don't remember if they went for the actual kit or if they were for the stand. Yeah, I think it's for the stand. This thing comes with its own stand just to hold it, because one thing that you'll notice about this kit in particular is Double's got some tiny ass feet. See, now this should have been the cover art right here. This manual, this is sexy. Typically in the middle, yep, is where you get the full color parts. And yes, you do get the individualized memories in here that you would have to paint and then go ahead and put in onto the belt. So the belt has full articulation on this, and that's actually one of the nicest parts about these kits, is just the overall detailing that goes into here. All right, let me go ahead and paint that nasty gold and then begin. Clocking in at a little under 4 hours, this honestly isn't that difficult of a kit to build. However, due to the level of detail you can get with such a large size kit, it definitely is one of the major reasons why I want this line back. Here, we can compare it to the size of your standard SH figure arts, just to see how big of a monster this is by comparison. The Gaia memories can all come out, and there is also proper movement of the double driver. The articulation you can get with the arms, legs, and fingers, if you do some slight modification, is also nice. My only issue with these kits are the feet. They seem completely unproportional to the rest of the body, and the tiny feet syndrome is why the stand that they come with is very useful. Due to the level of detail, not much paint is needed or required. I did take some liberties in painting the gold parts, well, gold, and the gray slash silver parts to be a bit more shiny. But that's on a personal basis. If you can get your hands on these discontinued kits and manage to find them at a good enough price, I would highly recommend getting them. Next up, I will likely go hunting to see if I can get my hands on some of the standard Figure-Rise and compare them to this one. And honestly, because I'm a big Gunpla fan, there's a reason why Gunpla is just so rich when it comes to the fandom. It's because there's so many different grades and levels and tiers when it comes to those kits. But currently, for the Plamo available for Kamen Rider, since this line is gone, there's only the standard Figure-Rise and your entry-level kits. So why not bring back the master grades? So, what do you think about the MG Figure-Rise line? If you've just gotten into Toku in the last 10 years or less, you probably missed out in knowing that these were even a thing. Would you like to see these come back? Or are you satisfied with the current Plamo options on Kamen Rider? And if this line were to return, what would you like to see in it? Honestly, I'd probably do anything to get a Black and Shadow Moon kit. And I'd probably buy 2 Shadow Moon kits just so I can make the red variation. It's so good. Anyway, that's it for me. Until next time, don't make your wallet bleed too much. Bye.